Hi, I'm Chris Schleter, Master Gardener, food blogger, and writer. Gardening, cooking, healthy and tasty food is my passion. Welcome to my country kitchen, where we'll cook fast, fresh, with the best ingredients you can find. Come join me now. I'm going to make a real quick salad, and it's using wild rice and broccoli. The thing you have to do in this recipe is pre-cook your wild rice. So it's really nice to have wild rice on hand, and you could put it in a freezer container and then just use it as you need it. So to this salad, we're going to add some fresh cut up broccoli. Now you can steam the broccoli if you want a little bit softer, but I like the crunchiness of broccoli, so I do not steam the broccoli. And then I'm going to add maybe a cup or so of some cooked wild rice. You can use this on the stove or make the rice on the stove and do it that way too, but I just make it ahead so it's always ready to go. And you just kind of look in the bowl and see if you have enough in there, because you want the wild rice to show in there so that you have a good helping of wild rice in this dish as well. Okay, so there is the wild rice. And to this I'm going to add some chopped up cranberries, which I tossed with some wheat germ and some flax seed, so they get a little bit more grain on there and some more healthiness. And then I'm going to add some pomegranates, and pomegranates are in season right now, and they are really a tasty treat in lots of salads. So I add a bunch of those in. There's really a fun salad to make with these in there. I'll just use them all. And this is one pomegranate that is de-seeded, and the way you do a pomegranate is you always peel it or cut it up under water, and it makes it a lot easier than trying to individually pick those little things out. So now that I have all the ingredients in there, all I need to do is make a dressing. So I put some extra virgin olive oil, and I use a cold pressed extra virgin olive oil. So you can use regular olive oil. Extra virgin is the best thing for salad dressings, but look for the cold pressed olive oil. That's the best tasting. And I'm going to make this so it's kind of sweet. So I'm going to add orange juice to this, but first I want to zest the oranges so we have some of the zest in here, because I like to have zest. But if I use citrus, I always add the zest as well. And I'm going to zest this whole orange. Now you can make one orange or you can make 2 oranges for the juicing. Just depends on how much you want the dressing to be, if real runny, if you want it to be just a little bit tossed. And you can tell that by eye once you put some dressing onto the salad, which I'll show you in a second. Okay, so now we have the orange in there. Now I'm going to add some orange juice to there. And I'm just going to use my lemon juicer to do this, but you could also use a citrus kind of a container that you squeeze it into, but this works pretty good. You just have to press the juice in there, and if you have the orange at room temperature, you're going to get a lot more juice out of it. And try to find a sweet orange, like a navel orange. And you could also use a blood orange. That's an orange that has red juice in it. That would make this a really fun dressing because it'll have nice bright red juice to it. You could also use other citrus if you wanted to. You could try lime or lemon, but if you do that, make sure that you sweeten it with some honey or some type of a sugar. Now that is 1 orange, so this is probably enough to dress this salad. If I would have double this amount, I'd probably do 2 oranges. So all you have to do is just shake this up nice and hard, or you could whir it in a little blender as well. Another thing you could do is you could just cut up some orange slices and put those in here along with your broccoli if you wanted to, if you have an extra orange. But I'm just gonna do it with the broccoli. And that's plenty of dressing, I can tell already. So see how it's kind of moist all throughout? A really fun one. So I'm gonna add a pinch of salt to this. And I'm using pink Himalayan salt today. You could also use a sea salt or kosher salt too. Okay, so that's how fast a salad can be whipped up. You just put everything in the bowl, mix it together, add the dressing, and then put it into your serving bowl. And look how pretty those red pomegranate seeds are in there. They just add like little jewels in here, I think. They're really pretty. And now it must have a little bit of crunch, so I have some candied pecans, which is basically just putting some pecans in a frying pan with some butter and some brown sugar or organic sugar and just cooking them till they're just real toasty. A quick and easy wild rice with broccoli salad. Now we're going to have dessert made with rice, and we're going to have rice pudding, but again, I'm going to make this in the Instant Pot for you to show you how easy and fun it is in the Instant Pot. What you need is arborio rice, and I'm going to show you here. It's a little bit different rice. It's shorter and fatter kernels. Let me take one out so you can see it. See how small it is? That's a lot smaller than the regular long grain rices, but it's just the perfect consistency of a rice you need for this type of a dish. So I'm going to put 1.5 cups of water into my Instant Pot. And then I'm going to fill it with 1 cup of rice, put a little bit more in there. And then I'm going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to stir this up. And then I'm going to put the cover on here, and I'm going to put this on high pressure, manual high pressure for 3 minutes. So you turn it, you seal it, and now I'm going to set the timer for 3 minutes. And then we're going to let it naturally release for a few minutes. So we're going to let this cook for a little while, and when we come back, we're going to make some rice pudding. Okay, I just finished cooking the rice, so now the rice is nice and hot. And to this, I'm going to add some milk. And I'm going to add a couple of eggs to this too. And I'm going to add sugar to the eggs. It's 1 cup of sugar. And I'm going to add this right into the nice hot rice. And I'm going to stir this as quickly as I can because I want this to thicken up. And one thing you can do is when you cook your rice, you can add cinnamon sticks in it. You can do that while the rice is cooking. I'm going to do it while this is going to thicken up. So what you basically do is just keep stirring this and put it on saute. So it's just the saute button, which is on the front of your manual buttons here. Just press saute, and this will get the pot nice and hot on the bottom, and you keep stirring this until it starts to thicken up. And it'll get nice and thick. You can stir it so it's almost thick, and then you can take the pot out and just continue to stir it. And it will thicken up the longer it sits. So I'll show you what it looks like. It's pretty thin right now, but it will thicken up. I promise you, it will thicken up. So when you get it out of the pan, then you need to just add some cinnamon to this as well, a good teaspoon or so. And you need to add some vanilla, 1 teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And then you just let it sit in the pan until it's nice and thick. And then you can put it into little individual serving containers. And that's what I did here. I put them into small little dessert cups that you can have just the regular rice pudding. It's kind of a pudding texture, and it does get pretty thick. I'll show you how thick it is. It's pretty thick. So it gets to be pretty thick. If you want it thinner, then what you do is just don't cook it as long in there. Just let it saute a little bit, and it'll be nice and more of a runny. You also can serve rice pudding warm. It's great when you serve it warm. And all you need to do to top this off is just add some fresh whipped cream on it. And this is just fresh whipping cream. And on top of that, I'm going to add just a little bit of grating of some fresh nutmeg. And if you haven't ever seen fresh nutmeg, that's what this is. It's a little nut. All you have to do is just buy it in the store, and it's really fresh, and it has a lot more intense flavor than if you have it in the jar already pre-ground. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on each little serving. What a great way to use rice in a dessert, and it's really good for you too. So remember, next time you don't know what to make for dinner, try making rice in many different ways.